Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy LP. Um, I I'm taking a break. I'm actually writing right now. Um, and as I was writing about a particular subject, um, I come to realize, based off of many conversations that I've had in the past with different people, um, especially when it comes to our children, how we're raising our children, how we're training our children up. Um, I come to this particular perspective, and um, I throw it out there very often because I don't want to be locked into my own way of thinking. I want my ideas to be challenged. Um, and I'm very open with my ideas because I desire for my ideas to be challenged. If my ideas are challenged, then I have to reevaluate my ideas. Um, if I'm going to put a particular idea out there, I have to have um, solidified evidence based off of the past. And this is the reason why I spend a lot of time um, looking at history. I spend a lot of time studying, the history of different cultures, the history of our culture, African American culture. Um, and in conclusion, what I've come to realize is that I believe we give our children too many options, and because of that, our family structures have suffered in the past. You know, and I feel like we have to make some necessary adjustments um, for the sake of um, us moving forward, being more productive and more successful uh, in our family structures, in our community, because we all understand that strong families build strong communities. Uh, I'll give you a classic illustration. I can remember talking to my son, he was probably about 7 or 8 when we was having this conversation. My oldest son, and I was kind of really pushing him with certain things, on him really investing a lot of time in his craft in writing. Um, and he would get really frustrated with me. He would get angry with me because I would push him so hard in working on his craft. And you know, um, and for the record, ever since he's been in school, he has gotten recognized and awarded for his writing skills every single school year. But anyway, I can remember I would push him, and I'm trying to help him to understand that he has to um, not only continue in the legacy that I desire to build, uh, as well as he's going to have to be able to do the same thing with his children, so that his children will be able to do the same thing. And the same way I'm pushing him, what I'm saying, to be better with his craft, I'm pushing myself to be better at my craft. So a lot of as parents, unfortunately, we playing catch up. You understand? Um, because a lot of times, our parents didn't instill in us what we needed, as far as, what I'm saying, or they didn't hand anything to us. They didn't pass anything on to us. Or if they had, this is where the problem comes. If they had something to pass on to us, we didn't want it. We wanted to do something else. And parents have given that liberty to children, to their children, to assume their own identity, so to speak, right? So let me tell you what a great example of how this has taken place in modern history, which I was able to see with my own eyes. It was a particular restaurant I can remember going to very often, a black-owned restaurant, and I can remember how I would go in there, and it'd be an older man, like very old brother, you know what I'm saying, at the register. and it was an older lady in the kitchen cooking, and I could remember how I would be looking, and he'd be moving slow, she'd be moving slow, and man, I can remember how I was looking at this situation, and I'm like, I'm at the register, and they had you had pictures of their children at the register, and a lot of the pictures were, the children had then graduated, you know what I'm saying, from college and stuff like that, and they're very productive, doing great, right? So I can remember thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so they got children. Why aren't they children helping them with this restaurant? I'm looking around, I'm seeing, what I'm saying, things could be better, things could be nicer, things could be upgraded, things could be updated. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why are their children not here helping them? Why aren't they children cooking this food? Why aren't they children running this cash register? You understand? I'm thinking that. And I'm like, man, I would hate to see this old man pass away and this business gets lost from their family. I got the opportunity. This was about 8 years ago when this thought came in my head. I just got the opportunity to speak with somebody, and I shared this, and this what I was concerned about, it actually happened. It came to pass. The dad actually died, and they went to the children, and this was a very secure source that gave me this information. They went, after the dad died, they went to the children and was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Are y'all going to continue on with this? And it was like, we don't want nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? We got our own careers. We doing our own thing. We don't want nothing to do with that. And so guess what? That family business is no longer that family business. That family business have been bought off by somebody else. And so that family don't. What are you saying, LP? What is the point that you're making? The point that I'm making is this. When you observe, it's been plenty of times I've gone to Mexican restaurants and I've pointed out to my children. I say, look at them. They got little kids that's 8 years old, 7 years old, rolling napkins. You know what I'm saying? Rolling the forks up. You know what I'm saying? In the napkins. You know what I'm saying? They cleaning up. They doing little stuff or whatever. And I tell my children, look at that. And the reason why I started doing that is because, years ago, like I was telling you with my oldest son, he was frustrated at me really on him about, those things. And he said, Dad, I just feel like you need to allow me to be a kid. I feel like you need to allow us, talking about him and his brothers, you need to allow us to be a kid, right? And so I said, I understand that, and your feelings are extremely valid, which they were. But when you look at other, we want to, take on the mentality of, well, I want my kids to have more than I had. I want my kids to enjoy themselves better than I enjoyed myself because I didn't get the opportunity to enjoy myself. I didn't get the opportunity to have this. And so we shower our kids with everything and we give them everything and we let them have everything. We take them on trips. We take them out to eat every week. You know what I'm saying? They live in better housing than we had, and they get the opportunity to have all the shoes that we didn't get to get, and get the, you know what I'm saying? All that, right? But in the process, what did we do to prepare them? What did we create for them to continue? You understand? And if we did prepare them with better preparation than we had, did we give them a particular vision that we started to carry on so that they could carry it on? You understand? Did we do that? And if we can be honest, we can say we did not. And so as a result, we don't create anything from a family structure, from a family perspective, to solidify our family structure and keep what we have intact. You see what I'm saying? That. So I was looking at one time we was at the mall, and I was looking over at the Asian restaurant, and I can remember seeing the Asian man over there at the cash register taking people's orders, and he had a little boy. The little boy looked like he's about 7 years old. He had that little boy next to him. I assume that was his son. But he had that little boy next to him, and the man was like, hey, look, you see this right here? He tapping on, he telling the little boy, all right, now do that. And the little boy, he did it. And then as he take the order, he turned around and say, hey, look, he gave them the order and told the little boy to tell them to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tapping on my son like, look. I said, son. My son was like, yeah, I know. He's preparing his son. He's preparing that child to take what they have and make it, to continue it on. You understand? To take what they have and continue it on. I know of families that the parents have businesses that they've started, and you know what I'm saying? And I asked the question, I'm like, are they putting pressure on their children to assist them with this business? Or are they effectively preparing their children to assist them with this business and take on this business? I look at how other cultures, they send their children off to college, and they send their children off to college with an objective. Okay, the objective is, okay, we have this business and we're struggling with our accounting. So, son, we're sending you to college to become an accountant so you can come back and manage our books, so you can manage our resources. You see what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we send our children to school and, baby, whatever you want to do, you can be whatever you want to be. And we send our children off to school, and our children like, oh, would it be the thing that I could major in that could make me the most money? And so that child go to college and I can make the most money doing this. So that child go and get his education, and I can make the most money doing this. And so that child goes and interviews, and you know what I'm saying? And more than likely, he's going to get a job that ain't got nothing to do with his major. You understand? So he go and he get his job, and you know what I'm saying? And he doing his thing. You get what I'm saying? When in all actuality, all of that time, that energy, and that push that he given to that job that he got, he could be giving that time and that energy and that push to his family's business. But instead, that child saying, well, I don't want nothing to do with that. That's their business. I don't want nothing to do with that. I ain't stunned about that. Right? But what if the family created a structure and provided a vision of, this is our family business, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. And you, son, you're good at XYZ. So we're going to have you to do XYZ for the business. You, daughter, you're good at XYZ. So we're going to have you to do XYZ for our family business. Right now, currently, we are doing certain things on purpose as far as with our children, for the sake of them assisting us what me and their mother currently are attempting to build. We're currently right now pushing our children to do certain things And even though they don't want to do it, they don't like doing it, they feel like they're being punished when I'm making them do it. I don't care nothing about that. Because I'm looking at the long term. The long term is, as you continue to equip yourself with this skill set, you're going to be able to utilize this skill set to not only feed yourself, but you're going to be able to help me and your mother what we are setting out to do. And as you help me and your mother what we're setting out to do, we're going to be able to create something that's going to sustain you when we leave. And not only are you going to continue on what we are creating, but you're going to be able to establish yourself and be able to outsource your skill set that you have, that you're developing. You understand? And so I just feel, I believe that because we have not been doing that, I want y'all to think about all those businesses that we had during the civil rights, before the civil rights movement. All those businesses that we had. After the civil rights movement, slowly but surely, we lost those businesses. Because as the children took over, the children said, I don't want this. I don't want this. I know I have the capability of having my own business and sustaining, but because the Civil Rights Bill has been passed, I'm going to go and get a job over there. Right? With them. I'm going to get a job. I have a business. I don't want this business. I want a job with them. Yeah, job security. You know what I'm saying? And so all of those businesses that we had, we ended up closing them. We ended up shutting them down. So currently, we're begging other people groups for jobs. We're begging other people groups for jobs, right? And then we get mad. We want to get mad because they say, we don't want to hire you. We want to hire our own people. How we going to get mad at that? Because they want to hire their own people. And they don't want to give. You see what I'm saying? That this is and it's very unfortunate. This is a fact. This was, we talk about this all the time. If you have a black sounding name, you're more likely to have your application bypassed. Right? This is very unfortunate, right? So, why are we getting frustrated? Because we're sending our children to college, and then we send our children to somebody else's business and send our children and have our children to ask somebody else to hire our children. And then get mad when they say no. Because they say, we are reserving this job for our own people. We get mad at that. Why are we mad? Because they say they want to hire their own children. They want to hire their own people. Why are we getting upset that they want to hire their own people? When in all actuality, we should be establishing our businesses and training our children so that we can hire our own children. Well, LP, a lot of our businesses are dysfunctional. That's why you send your children to school to get the necessary equipment that they need so that they can make our businesses better. Well, LP, I just feel like, we just need to be better organized and more business savvy. Okay, I agree with you. And a lot of us, because we've been working jobs, a lot of times we don't have the time to, and it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, you understand? So this is the reason why we take our children now and we push our children into learning business and business practices and business ethics, and you know what I'm saying, all of the different things that we struggle with in our businesses when it comes to managing and things of that nature. This is why, see, and this is why we in this COVID-19 situation during this time, we should be pushing our children online, information, you know what I'm saying, to help them when it comes to business and business ownership and business management, and you know what I'm saying, all of these different things. You understand? The different work ethics that are needed in order to make certain businesses become better and more effective. We need to be putting our children in front of that computer screen, making them learn that stuff. I don't care if they got attitudes and they mad and all this other stuff. No, I understand you want to sit up on YouTube looking at them little stupid, crazy little videos where they, you know what I'm saying, where they watching somebody else play a game. You understand what I'm saying? You know, they sit up and we'll let them sit up with that for hours. But how much time are we making them? And they ain't got no choice in the matter. They don't pay no bills in your house. You understand? I don't care nothing about you getting no attitude because I'm making you, you know what I'm saying, sit and watch this documentary and sit and watch this and learn the necessary information that you're going to need for this up and coming economy. You understand? There's something called a gig economy that we're going into, where you'll be hired based off of your skill set and you'll be contracted, where you won't even have to leave your house. But we're pushing our children. In the school model that we have currently is to push is to teach and equip children to operate in the brick and mortar, which the brick and mortar, you know what I'm saying, format is disappearing slowly but surely. You understand? And so our children are going to have to be able to learn how to have a skill set that can be outsourced, that they can be contracted. You understand? Where they may not even have to be able to leave their house. But they're not learning that in school. So why are we not creating something and building something among our family and equipping our children to be able to build that? You understand? This is very important. It's very important. And we are failing. Our family structures are not being maximized because we're not equipping our children to take what we're starting and take it to another level. I want you to think about all the people, you know, you do realize you have people in your family structure that created big things, that was doing great things in the 20s, in the 30s. But guess what? Because they didn't prepare their children effectively, we don't even remember. You don't know nothing about your family, your great uncle that was doing big things in the 1890s. You don't know nothing about him. You don't know nothing about him. You don't know nothing about your family your family members, you know, that had they had thriving businesses in the 50s. You don't know nothing about them because that legacy wasn't passed down. You don't know anything about your family members who were major activists during the civil rights movement. You don't know nothing about them because their legacy wasn't passed down. It was forgotten about. You know, some of you, it's a lot of, I want you to think about a lot of the drug dealers, right, that we have in our family. Those of us that may have dabbled in selling drugs at one period of time, especially in the 90s. I guarantee if you trace a lot of the drug dealers that sold a lot of drugs, I guarantee if you trace back their family lineage, I guarantee they come from some sort of family that were entrepreneurs in some sort of way. And they had that entrepreneurial spirit. And because they didn't have access to much in their environment, all they had access to was to drugs. So, you know what I'm saying? So they sold drugs. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I can, one of my dogs, one of my OGs, you know what I'm saying, that I look up to dearly. He actually sold drugs or whatever, but he ended up changing his life around, and now he's he's doing very well for himself in the real estate game. I can remember, you know, he would go from door to door selling candy, and he was making money doing that. You see what I'm saying? You know, being poor and didn't have access, you know, ain't had no fly shoes and all that, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to do whatever he could do in order to get something. But he went out there and was selling candy from door to door. You know what I'm saying? He seen his ability to sell, and as because of the environment, you know what I'm saying? There was drug dealers in the environment. So guess what? He started selling drugs, and he did very well selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, you know, you can't retire doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go to jail, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? He was able to take that entrepreneurial spirit that he had and continue on with that. But what if he was equipped early with the knowledge of his great uncle that did XYZ, how he did XYZ, and he continued on with it? You see what I'm saying? Sister said, how early do you think parents should start? What's too young? Ain't no such thing as too young. Ain't no such thing as too young. You know what I'm saying? One thing about me, I know I can stand up in front of people and I can talk. And I know I can stand up in front of people and talk, and people gonna listen. I know I can stand up in front of people and I'm gonna talk, and people will pay me to do it. So guess what? That's the skill set that I'm passing on to my children. So ever since they could talk, I've been standing my children up in front of people, you understand, and pushing them to talk. Ever since they could talk, I've been standing them up in front of people and making them talk. My middle son, he stood up in front of over 3,000 people and recited Psalm 23 when he was 3 years old, in front of 3,000 people. You understand? So ain't no too young. Ain't no too young. Equip them now and put it in their head. They got to be put in their head now. This is what we do. This is what we do. And this is what we gonna do. You understand? Ain't no, well, I want to be a rocket scientist, and so I'm just gonna go to school and be a rocket scientist. I don't want nothing to know. If you gonna go and be a rocket scientist, you need to find out what rocket science can be implemented in our family structure to take what we have to another level. That's what we do. That's what we do. Simple as that. You see what I'm saying? And so because we're not doing that, we're taking, if our family got something going, you know what I'm saying, some kind of business or something like that, you know, and we're our children be like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with that because I see them struggling with that, or I see them, you know, they having to go to work and they at work all day. They don't never come home. They don't never spend time with us because they always working. And they always down there at their business. And so they feeling some type of way about the business. So they don't want nothing to do with it. But they need to be there at the business assisting. Whether they walking, they cleaning up, they sweeping. You know what I'm saying? They doing something. You heard me? They serving. They washing something, they cleaning something, they doing something. They being a part of what we doing so they can be a part of it. And as they get older, give them more responsibilities, you know what I'm saying, so that they can have some skin in the game. And then whenever they get college age, look, we sending you to college so that you can major in whatever, so that you can bring that back here and make this what we doing better. You understand? You know? But unfortunately, We sending our children off. We just doing what we do. We sending our children off. Go on to college, baby. Go on to college. You can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. And they go out and they get their little education, and they running from job to job trying to beg somebody to hire them. And then if they got a black sounding name, they not getting hired. And now that's discrimination. They discriminating against us because we black. They ain't hiring us. They ain't hiring us because we black. Because our child black. They ain't hiring our child because he black. And now we mad. Now we mad at the white man. The white man. We mad. Now you mad at the white man. DWIGHT MANN. Dwight Man. Everybody mad at Dwight Man. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to hire your child. You understand? So now discrimination. Okay. Establish your own business. Train them children up in the business. Give them the tools that they need. While you at work, it is mandatory that they listen to, you know what I'm saying, Napoleon Hill, that they listen to, you know what I'm saying, leadership stuff, 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, you know what I'm saying, all Dale Carnegie stuff. Your children need to be listening to that stuff, reading that stuff, preparing themselves to be leaders in a business, and it need to be your business. You understand? And that's real talk. Brother said, but you have to pay your kids for if you have a business. I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that. And so with that being said, man, what you doing right now, if you are currently a business owner, what you doing right now could be so much better with the help from your children. I don't care how young they are. Right now, my wife, she does little videos for her business, and I make my son take that little snippet and I make him edit it. I make him add, text to it. I make him, do stuff like that. And, of course I haven't, a lot of it is not, up to par, to be promoted and published out in the public. But, he's getting better. And, I'm eventually going to get him some more software to where he's going to be able to do videos like that, for his mother and for me, for myself. And, and once he get good at it, bam, now he got this. He's gonna be able to utilize this on our behalf. Not only that, he gonna be able to, utilize it on behalf of other people. You see what I'm saying? It only makes sense. It only makes sense for us to do this. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want to encourage everybody, take this information that I'm sharing, and implement it, because it's very important that information like this is taken and implemented in our family structure, so that we don't run into what we've been running into. You see what I'm saying? What we're doing right now is not working. It's not. So what is the definition of insanity? Real talk. So we might as well just try it. We might as well just try it. Real talk. So y'all be blessed, man.